Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Is Jean Grey a villain in the MCU? What does Roku think it will accomplish with its AI channel? And what can we expect out of Bethesda over the next year when it comes to Fallout? That's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your Guildmaster Rick Perry, aka DJ Shaft.
And I'm your Guildmaster Baron Kane, aka DJ Lil Nuts. Coming to you live. Sorry.
And we have missed a couple episodes. There's plenty to talk about, but right off the top, I finally saw Brand New Day.
Ooh, what you think?
And it was really good. It was really good. My only thing about it, and I don't even think it's a hot take, because I think I've heard other people on the internet like say the same thing. I don't feel like the Hulk needed to be there.
No, the Hulk didn't need to be there. In fact, originally, from what I've read, it wasn't even... I can't remember if... Oh, no, it was supposed to be instead of Jean Grey. It was going to be the Chameleon.
I think a much better... I mean, like, it's a Spider-Man movie, and I think this is the problem with the MCU Spider-Man movies right now, is they're too reliant on the rest of the MCU for, like, his mentor figures and, like, for other people, for, like, crossovers and stuff like that. And Spider-Man is such a rich universe. Like, Dr. Connors would have fit that particular role.
Dr. Connors would have fit that really well if they would have introduced him already.
So I don't even think they would have had to introduce him. So you know that little montage at the beginning where it showed
you're right.
Different enemies?
You're right. You're 100% right.
In that little montage, right? Like show him like kicking the lizard in the face. You know what I mean? In that little montage.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he needs to go to the college to talk to a doctor about a restrictor chip, I mean, who's got a monster inside him that he'd want to actually restrict?
Sure.
Dr. Connors.
Yep. No, and that's a great idea. But I will say this. Bruce has already had that inhibitor thing.
Sure.
And I think that's probably what they were going with, is just the easy, hey, he already has this. He is on purpose not spreading this technology because he sees how dangerous it could be. But it's also just designed for him. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they could, if they really wanted to do that, they could also just say, yeah, I worked, Dr. Connors I worked hand in hand with Dr. Banner.
Yeah.
In creating this.
I agree with you. There is a way to have done this with Dr. Connors. Yes, I completely agree. I'm just saying that they had an easy way out.
Yeah. If he says, and on top of that, if he says he works hand in hand with Dr. Banner, that sets a precedent that the limiter chip can be designed for other people.
Yeah.
Like it can be like, oh, well, we modified it to the lizard DNA. And then Peter's like, oh, so if it can be modified for lizard DNA, maybe it can be modified for spider DNA, or maybe it can even be made universal. And then instead of Punisher fights the Hulk toward the end of the movie, we get Punisher fights the lizard.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that could not only be just as good, but possibly even a more interesting fight.
Right.
But yeah, that's honestly, and it sounds like I'm like trying to like dump on the movie, but it's my only.
No, I didn't read that. I didn't read it that way at all.
Yeah, it's really my only gripe. Other than that, I mean, like I think it's pretty fantastic. I thought the whole arc where kind of Peter accepts the spider within him and like gets kind of like an advanced version of spider sense and like kind of like not only character growth but like power growth as well, and how they really showed that off in the fight against the Hand. Really well done. The whole thing with like Jean Grey being like, oh, we have to save her because she's a victim because they killed her sister, and it's like, but she did a lot of horrendous shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know like a lot of people are arguing, no confirmed deaths. That dude who raised his hands and just jumped into a car, he's dead.
Yeah, definitely dead.
And and the whole kissing scene, which is you know that is a non-consensual kiss, and
that's like double sexual assault right there,
and would have went for more, you know, if Peter hadn't, you know, been like no. But I mean, I guess you could argue that she knew that Peter was going to say no, but she didn't know that.
Nope.
Yeah, no, they made Jean Grey out to be really not good.
Yeah. And I think the helicopter pilot is probably a confirmed death.
You think so?
Okay, so think about the situation that Peter left her in when she was stuck in the helicopter pilot, right? She didn't have the enhanced powers yet. She had to be within like 33 feet of someone in order to, and she still made it to MJ's apartment before Peter did.
Okay.
Which means she had to jump out of that helicopter pilot.
Right.
So the only way she could have possibly jumped out of that helicopter pilot is she just threw his body out of the helicopter until he got close enough to somebody that she could jump to.
I don't think it was confirmed that she needs to jump all the way back to her body. I think that she can just cut it off and go back to her body.
Okay. So you think she just cut it off, got back to her body, and then jumped? See, like the thing is, I still think with how far away she was, I don't think even if she just cut it off and went back to her body and then started a new jump line, I don't think she would have made it there before Peter. But then again, movie magic, you know what I mean? Like they could easily just say, yes, that's what she did. And then like she made it there because movie and because she did. Because, you know, you start thinking about what logic too much and plenty of other stuff starts to fall apart too.
That one dude, and for sure.
Yeah. The guy who jumped in front of a car. I mean, like maybe once again, maybe if you explain what the movie, I imagine, be like, no, he was just severely injured, and it's like that isn't that much better.
No. The only thing that would make this better is if she jumped into the body of a known superhuman. Like she jumped into his body, figured out that he was superhuman. His superpower is invulnerability, and she just dropped him in front of a car just to fuck with Peter.
Right, like Peter didn't know that he was invulnerable, but
right.
Oh, and then she was also driving the tank through the city.
Right. Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, you really expect me to believe that she drove that tank through the city, through that whole thing with all that carnage and destruction, and nobody got hurt?
Right.
Nobody died in all of that?
Nope.
Sure. Yeah, no. She's definitely guilty of multiple murders, double sexual assault, like... Yeah, and I get it. You're angry. I mean, like people do real fucked up shit when they're mad, and like,
like some of that stuff
is free of sin here.
A lot of that stuff that she did, I completely excused because of the, you know, how she was feeling and the desperation to get to her sister and the feelings of revenge. I get it. I completely excused a lot of that stuff, but some of that stuff, definitely was a no-go for me.
Yeah, but we can't just be like, oh, nope, she's cool now. Like, she's completely fine.
Right. Yeah, it's a weird start to I think that they could have maybe wrote it in a way to where she did some stuff and then she got blamed for a lot of stuff afterwards. Like, I almost feel like Damage Control should have won to a certain extent. And then, like, a lot of the stuff that happened afterwards, they blamed on her. And everybody believed them because they're Damage Control.
That would have been really easy to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And that would have, you know, fostered that hatred of mutants and blah, blah, blah. But, no. Yeah.
But overall, it was a great movie. I cried toward the end.
Yeah, same.
It was good to see Peter just be Peter for a while. The way I think of Spider-Man, and to see him struggle for a bit, but not have to rely on someone else to get him out of it.
Right.
And some people said that like him going to Bruce is like still him going to like the big Marvel guys to like get him out of things, but Bruce didn't get him out of it. He figured it out all on his own.
He tried to
utilize his resources. Yeah.
He tried to warn him against using it the way he was going to, but
right. But overall, definitely, when it comes to watching Marvel movies and watching Marvel shows, I definitely don't think like every Marvel movie is a must-watch anymore. But I feel like this one is definitely up there. And if you like superhero movies at all, you should definitely go see this one.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I will say that I don't expect much of a lead in to Doomsday, because there isn't. There really isn't much of a lead in. There is a bit of a post credit scene, but it's really open to interpretation and doesn't really give any kind of, again, no real lead in to Doomsday.
No, definitely not.
So yeah, I know that there are some people who are trying to, say that this is a lead in to the movie, but it's really not. It's kind of its own good standalone kind of movie.
Yes,
which is fine.
Yeah, I think as far as lead-ins to Avengers, I think it probably Doomsday specifically. It probably just introduced some new characters that we're going to see in Doomsday, and maybe we'll see something more with damage control. But that's highly unlikely.
Do we have another Marvel movie that's coming out before Doomsday?
I don't think so, but I am going to check. Let's see. We don't have another movie, but Vision Quest comes out before Doomsday does.
Yeah. I don't see a lot of lead in to Doomsday with that one either, but who knows?
Once again, I think it'll just be a character thing. We'll get to see what Vision is up to.
Sure.
Before we inevitably see him in Doomsday, and it won't be kind of a shock. Be like, where'd you come from? It'll make a little bit more sense. But yeah, as far as announced dates for Marvel projects, we got Vision Quest will come out October 14th, and then Avengers Doomsday will come out December 18th of 2026. And then we don't have anything announced after that until Avengers Secret Wars, which is December 17th of 2027.
Wow.
So that's a whole year with no announced Marvel projects.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I thought there was no way, because they'd been talking about Ghost Rider and the new Black Panther and a new X-Men, but those are all 2028. So insane. So speaking of superhero projects, I understand that you got to watch Lanterns.
I did.
What did you think?
I liked it. I can see why some people weren't a fan. There was, and just to let you know, there are big spoilers, but they've been leaking these spoilers online hard because people are so salty about it. So they kill Hal Jordan first episode. However,
okay,
chronologically, it happens. So there's a lot of time jumping in the show, where it starts out in 98 and then it hops to 2016, then it hops to 2026. 2026 is when Hal Jordan dies. But if you watch any of the previews, you see that, because a lot of people are like, oh, they got this amazing actor for this, and then they just kill him in the first episode. It's like, well, idiot, he is in the rest of the show. They are doing, it looks like, the majority of the show in 2016. So it's like Jon Stewart getting trained. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to be happening with Hal and with him. But even then, at the same time, first episode, the concept of a consciousness backup was introduced, where the ring backs up the consciousness of a Green Lantern. So it's okay. And it was a kind of, I don't want to say it was a useless scene, but it was definitely a scene that seemed way out of place. More like ooh, is this foreshadowing? Are you foreshadowing what's about to happen or what's going to happen later? Why would you show this? So I feel like at some point they're going to be using this backup to introduce or to bring back Hal at some point. And if they don't, I'm wrong, but I don't care. I honestly don't care. Let's be honest, we're dealing with
but as of right now, it's an unfired Chekhov's gun. It's like they've introduced this thing and they haven't done anything with it, so they're probably going to do something with it.
Oh, they have to be doing something with it. The only thing that this thing did was pop up and say, oh, I'm Hal Jordan's consciousness, and this backup was done 10 years ago, and I don't know if I should trust you, but I will. And here's a cryptic set of words that you need to tell my now consciousness because it's important. And it's like, There's no way that they did that just because he was going to him anyways. And they could have introduced this information in any way except they did it this way.
Right.
They could have very easily had the sheriff from that town. Yes, I know that they kind of introduced like an adversarial relationship between these two. But it could have very easily been like, oh, you know what, Hal? I hate your guts, but you're the only one that could help. You need to come to town. And then it just happens the same way. No, they introduce this backup consciousness, so it's going to be a thing. And again, even if it's not, we still get a whole season of Hal.
Right.
So, yeah, people are just like wanting to bitch at nothing. And I get it. It's like, you know, the Snyder Bros out there. I don't want to lump all the people who don't like it into the Snyder Broverse. That's not what this is. But a lot of the people out there that are hating on it are just hating on it to hate on it. I know there's a lot of people out there who genuinely like Hal Jordan, and this is not the Hal Jordan that they're used to. And then they kill it. I get it.
I mean, especially, I mean, it's true both Marvel and DC when it comes to their movies and their shows and everything right now, but I feel like it's especially true of DC. That there's absolutely nothing they can do that somebody isn't going to find something to complain about. And I mean, when I say someone, I mean a large group of people who want to be very loud.
Right, very loud. Now, let me tell you what's wrong with it. So,
all right.
So there is one scene where Jon Stewart's a kid. His dad comes home. His dad's in the military, and he's watching. Where John's watching this interview of Hal Jordan. They're you know, whatever. This isn't the important part. The fucked up part was where he takes him out back and asks, "Are you afraid?" And he's like, "No." And the kid puts an apple on his head, and the dad pulls out a fucking pistol and shoots it off his head. And John, the kid doesn't blink, you know, he's not afraid, blah, blah, blah. So they're just showing how not afraid this kid is by showing kind of how abusive this dad is.
Yeah.
But they're, I don't know, they presented it in such a way that is like, oh, this is just what they do. This is how military people are, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, and it doesn't feel good, and I didn't really like it. And God forbid someone tries to recreate this at home.
Oh yeah.
And then there is another scene. Now I'm going to lay this out, and you tell me what this sounds like, okay?
Okay.
So the grizzled old alien expert is working with a new recruit. There is an alien that is disguised as a human that gets picked out and runs, and this grizzled old alien expert does nothing while the trainee runs after him. It's a chase, too. They are running fast all around the place, through the school, blah, 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 blah. Then he realizes that he's going about this the wrong way, takes a shortcut, and when the alien runs out the door, he punches him in the face, and he falls down, and they catch him.
Okay. So, are we describing Men in Black?
No, we're describing lanterns right now.
Okay.
I watched that whole scene and it was like, Jesus Christ, I just watched a scene in Men in Black.
Yeah.
like they ripped off that entire scene. It wasn't even a reference. It was just they ripped off the entire scene, put it in a new setting, and just let it play out.
Not a reference, not an homage, not a...
Nope.
Just like,
and you know what? The two partners, one's a old white guy, the other one's a young black guy too. I'm pretty sure whoever's writing this was like, yeah, we need to make a Men in Black reference. Just this is too close. And then they're like, okay, so a Men in Black reference, sweet. Let's just do that whole scene. That's not a reference. That's not a reference.
It's not.
You could argue it's a homage. It's an homage to that scene. But it's still like you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, even if you just don't watch anything else but that scene. Watch that scene and let me know what you think, because it's just like wow.
I feel like I am eventually gonna watch this series. It's just there's been so much going on and so much released as of recent.
Yeah,
it's difficult to keep up.
Again, us nerds are eating good right now.
I mean, there's a new season of Ted Lasso out right now. Just saying, like that's
yeah, that's true.
Oh, and okay. let's talk Dropout for a second, assuming that you're
Sure.
done with Lantern.
Yeah.
I think this most recent episode of Game Changer is the weakest one of the season.
This episode, this is the full FOP mode.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah. I mean, like, not that I didn't enjoy it, not that I wouldn't watch it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'd tell people, oh, you can skip that one. But like, of all the games we've seen this season, I feel like this was the weakest one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that the last couple actually have not been great. Last three, I haven't really been a fan. I haven't really been a fan of the games that they've been doing since the Count the Rice.
Okay, what has there
Hold on,
been since?
I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Me too. Dropout TV.
Oh no, I
Remember-
think Noise Some Makes was fantastic.
And remember, guys, if you haven't gotten your subscription of Dropout, do it now. There's a great deal going on. It's the regular deal, but it's a great deal.
It is the same great deal.
Okay, so Count the Rice. Yes, I did enjoy Count the. Oh, you know what? You're right. Noise Some Makes was pretty good. I was mistaken, but you know what?
And I think that was all because of Caitlin. Caitlin made that episode. That poor PA getting
you know what?
like pulled in
I'm going to go through
with
these.
no notification.
I'm going to go through these episodes. Don't Wake Standards and Practices. I wasn't a fan of. It was
I
silly.
feel like
that could have been a whole bit.
Yeah.
That could have just been a bit.
I feel like for a first episode of the season, it wasn't bad. Like
Sure.
if what you're going to do is you're going to start
fair.
out low and then ramp up. Like
That's fair.
I feel like that was a good choice for a first episode.
Yep. Roulette 2, I think that was a mistake. I think that they should have just did Roulette 1. I really enjoyed Roulette. But when they did it a second time, they knew the rules. They knew what was going on. And you could tell that they were kind of trying to exploit that too. And yeah, I don't know. It wasn't good enough for me.
I feel like that was a great first half of an episode. And by the second half, it just got like too out of control to the point where it's like there was so much going on and it made it so difficult to follow to the point where it wasn't really funny anymore.
I agree.
Like it became an overplayed joke really fast.
I agree. Night Shift was okay. I liked the concept, but I don't think it played out as well as I had hoped it would. Kangaroo Court, I just didn't enjoy. Yeah, I didn't enjoy Kangaroo Court.
I feel like is an episode that has its... Kangaroo Court is an episode I think that has had its moments. Where I feel like it was a decent concept. I also feel like the three contestants didn't have a whole lot of agency in this episode, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like the episode was kind of happening to them, which, I mean, is a lot of what Game Changer is anyway. But yeah, I feel like that's one of an episode that had its moments, but it definitely wasn't my favorite of the series.
And then, Count the Rice was amazing. That concept.
Count the Rice probably best of this season.
Yep. And notice it's probably the mid-season. Count the Rice, whoever wrote that concept was amazing. Noise Makes was good. Like you said, that poor little PA. But at the same time, just how they played it out, I think, was great. And then, Earwigs was that. I mean, okay, as a social deduction game, it probably wasn't bad. But I think that, you know what it feels like to me? Like they rushed it. They had a concept and then they kind of rushed it and threw it together.
It feels like to me, it doesn't feel like an episode of Game Changer. Like it feels like this would be a good episode of like a different show other than Game Changer. Like if this was a game that they didn't come up with, like let's say they were playing there's a game that's just like this on Jackbox. I want to say it's called Faking It. And of course this had a couple extra layers to it than Faking It. But let's say they just decided to play like a souped up version of Faking It on what's the Dropout show where they just like play games?
But they just play games.
Parlor Room. Parlor Room.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would have been good. Parlor Room. And you know what? Honestly, that may have even been because I noticed that they'll try to test shit out. Like they'll try to, they'll kind of like audition a concept in Game Changer just to see if they can spin it off. And a couple have done well. I still haven't gotten into crowd control, but that's fine. But I wonder if maybe they were trying to do something with earwigs.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like, okay, so there are certain episodes of Game Changer where you can tell, like, even if it is the exact same thing, they might be trying to recapture the feeling of a particular episode or a particular type of game. And I feel like Earwigs was them trying to get back the feeling of Secret Sober or the drinking.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But like the drinking game was like just done way better, I think.
Yeah, I think it feels like they have more time to think about it.
Yeah.
Do we have any?
Once again, I still don't think it's a bad episode. Like I don't think there are many bad episodes of Game Changer, but I think Earwig might be the weakest of the season.
Yeah,
like it would definitely not be the first episode of Game Changer I would show someone. Like if I wanted to introduce them to the show.
Sure. You know what? I don't know. I think I'm going to go so far as to say that for me, it probably is a bad episode of Game Changer.
Okay.
It just didn't work for me at all. But hey, that's the fun thing about opinions. Everybody can have one. And it is what it is. And I know that there are people out there that enjoyed the shit out of it. They just fucking loved it.
And honestly, I think the fact that you're willing to call it a bad episode of Game Changer just shows that the bar that Game Changer has set for you. And you're willing to be like, this is the bar that has been set, and it did not even come close to reaching that bar. So like, we're going to call it a bad episode.
Yeah. No, yeah, it did not meet the expectations that they have set for me. And and let me tell you, anybody listening that may have any kind of doubts or whatever, I do have a pretty wide area of, good. There are probably, well, like you didn't like Roulette, right?
Yeah, Roulette 2. Yeah, Roulette 2. I thought it started out as a good episode.
I thought you didn't like the first Roulette.
No, that was okay. I feel like or maybe I did say something like that, and I've changed my mind since then.
Well, I know there have been episodes that I didn't like. Completely valid.
Yeah.
Well, what's one you didn't like? Oh, you know what? My least favorite Game Changer episode ever is Earnestest.
Yeah, Earnestest was not super great. Let's see. I'm now like going back through the seasons, and I know we've already done this on an episode. I'm trying to remember what episodes I didn't like.
You know what? I think talking about stuff like this, anyways. I think this is probably good for anybody listening who thinks that all we do is sing the praises of not Dimension 20, but them too, of Dropout. Because we critique stuff. We are not fans of some of the things that they do. It's just how it is.
I think this is the one I said last time was my least favorite episode. It's like the one I do not like. I do not like Nom Nom Nom.
Oh, which one was from season
1. The one where they had to feed the mouth stuff.
Oh yeah, and that was their fucking season finale too.
Mm-hmm. I also think, hot take. Without Brennan's rant at the end, yes or no does not work at all.
I thought the yes or no was just a cute thing that they... Wait, is that the lie detector? No.
No, there's literally an episode called Yes or No, and the only point of the game is that Brennan can't win.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
every single question was just yes or no, and whatever Brennan said was the wrong answer.
Gotcha.
And that became like a viral episode. There's a lot of people who are like, that is like the pinnacle of Game Changer. Like there's merch based on just that one episode, which Brendan's rant, which is what everybody loves about that episode, is fantastic. The whole, you've released the Minotaur and now you're going to get the horns rant. Fantastic. But the episode as a whole, without that, I feel like doesn't work at all.
Yeah, I think that the point of that whole episode was to get that kind of reaction out of Brennan. That is the point of the episode.
Exactly.
And yeah. But also, I think that was also back when the point of the game was to have them guess what the point of the game was.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of modern Game Changer versus old Game Changer is they start the game by explaining the rules. And they definitely did not do that in early Game Changer. They just started playing and they were like, hope you figure it out.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of in modern Game Changer, like, okay, here's the game that we're going to play and here's how it works. And then, the players, actually play the game.
Which is fine too, but it's just not, how they started out. But that's fine.
Yeah, it's just a very different type of show. Not saying one is better or one is worse, but I wouldn't mind in some of these later seasons seeing a return to form. And I feel like that could really throw players off. I honestly think that's kind of how Count the Rice worked. You know what I mean? Like they did not explain a single thing to the players other than say count the rice.
Right.
And I feel like it worked so well because of that. And it really threw the players off because at this point they had become more used to Game Changer being, okay, they're going to come on, they're going to explain the game, and then we have to figure out like actually how to win or what the twist is. But like when you throw off the players by going back to that old form of like, nope, we're just not going to explain how this game works. Good luck. I feel like that still works.
Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking about this, and this isn't a bad thing, but God, I wish I could remember which episode it was, but they were doing something, and they were, oh fuck. Anyways, they were doing something in the game, and one of them was like, "Oh, I keep forgetting, we have to be funny when we do this."
Right.
And it's like, well, that you just kind of took me. That's like, that's like a wrestler with someone in a headlock being like, "Hey, remember you can breathe." It's like,
right.
It's like it kind of took me out of it, and it's like, how is half this shit just you guys doing a bit? Which I mean, it's a comedy channel, so I feel like I'm being ridiculous, being upset by that. But the immersion of it just kind of it took me out of it, and yeah.
No, and I think you're right. And there's a difference between you feel like that these are comedians. So the first thing that they're going to do when they get in a situation like this is try to make each other laugh. And so like therefore they are being comedic and being funny. And that is a big difference from them just straight up saying, "Oh yeah, we have to be funny because we're making a TV show."
Right.
Which I feel like something they've said things similar. Like I feel like they said something similar in the Secret Sober episode, but like it came off as them trying to play that they were drunk. You know what I mean? Whereas to say it in the more recent episode, it was a little bit more jarring.
Yeah.
Or immersion breaking.
Oh well, it is what it is. I'm excited for the next one.
Yes, I am still excited.
I will say that no matter what they've done, if I've enjoyed it or not, that Monday comes around, I am excited for it to start. So
absolutely. All right. So since we have a few different ways to talk about it currently, let's talk about AI.
No.
So first things first, it seems as though a new Amazon AI data center just got a permit that allows them to release up to 33 million tons of carbon dioxide.
Fuck.
Which is a fucking lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How they could get a permit like that at this point, it has to just be the fact that, the fact that people think global warming is still a political stance.
Yeah, that still blows my mind.
And even worse, if you sit there and read the articles on the issue, like they sit there and they try to say, "Oh, they got the permit for 33 million tons or whatever. But they probably won't release that much because no factory ever gets to the maximum amount. And it's like, that's not the point.
Yeah.
This plant is in Pecos County, Texas, by the way, which is probably another reason they were able to get their permit. And the thing is, I wish I could even say it was for something that would like better mankind. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, yeah, we're releasing all this CO2, but like this is the important work that they're doing. Like, if it was some data center that belonged to some medical research company that was on the verge of curing cancer or something.
I mean, have you seen Project Hail Mary yet?
I know enough about it. I haven't seen the movie, but I've had enough of it spoiled for me that I know.
First off, drop everything, watch that movie, and then read the book, or vice versa. Neither one of them is going to ruin the experience for you. It's amazing. Second off, maybe there's something wrong with the sun, and they're just trying to help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's something like that. It would be... I would still be like, do we really have to approve this level of pollution? But like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I don't understand what's going on with that. We are being governed by literal Captain Planet villains. How did we let this happen?
Yeah. Great freaking question.
I did everything I was supposed to do. I voted, I talked shit to the people who, are supporting these things. I've donated. I've done all the things that I'm supposed to do.
This is not the dystopian future that I wanted to sign up for.
No, I have a bad knee right now, and it needs to be fucking replaced with some cybernetics right goddamn now. That's the dystopian future I wanted.
We wanted Cyberpunk, and we're getting Mad Max. Is what's happening.
We are. Well, here's the problem. We are getting Cyberpunk. We're just not getting any of the cyber.
Yeah, we're not getting any of the cool shit that comes with it.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people got to like look at Cyberpunk and be like, yeah, how cool and dystopian and neat and cool. And we just live in that world. We just don't have any of the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no. What have we done?
No, instead it's just for an AI data center where I'm sure all they're doing is training AIs and letting people create some sort of AI slop.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of AI slop, Roku now has an entire channel full of AI programming.
Way to go, Roku. Way to go.
Like, once again, why? Like, what are we doing? Why is this something we're actually putting money into? The channel's called Fairground AI. It is a 24/7 ad-free channel that was launched on Roku this month.
Jesus.
Full of AI-generated movies and TV shows. Yeah.
I really hope that Roku fails. Not at that channel, just in general.
Like, Roku just goes under. I mean, like, the thing is, we are in the streaming era. And, I mean, my evidence is entirely anecdotal. I personally, and not saying that I am superior for this or anything like that, but I personally have Google Home products, and that is what I use to stream. Like Chromecast and like Google enabled smart television, things like that. But everybody I talk to about streaming, it seems like they have a Roku. Like, the Roku remote has become like a universal thing that people know about, and the city scroll that plays when you don't have anything on your Roku, like, everybody knows Roku. Like, it's become like a universal type of thing. So I doubt that everybody's just gonna stop using their Rokus, right?
Yeah.
But at least hopefully they won't watch this channel.
I mean, fuck. I know I'm not. I hadn't even heard of it. And I'm using my mom's old TV. And she had Roku on it. God love you, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've never gone into any of the Roku channels. I'm always using the other channels. The stuff, the apps and stuff
Roku
that get
quickly
down there.
became
But
the streaming device for all the streaming apps. Like if you've got Netflix, you've got Hulu, you've got Disney, you're usually using your Roku in order to access those apps. I mean, once again, I'm not, and not to say that it makes me holier than. It's just I picked a different
no, it makes me better.
platform.
It makes me better. I am better. I am built different than you. Not you, Rick. Whoever is using these apps. I'm better than you. Be better than me. Find the Roku data centers, burn them down. Be better than me.
Yeah.
Is that incitement? Is that incitement? I didn't mean it. I was kidding.
While you're at it, don't cut down any flock cameras.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't approach them from behind wearing a mask and covering all of your identifying markers. Don't sneak up behind them and fill up the entire cavity of those things with expanding foam. Don't do that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Oh, and I just want you to know that all those precious metals in there, those are hard to replace. I wouldn't, definitely don't, like, if you knock them down, leave the metal so that they can, at least get some money back from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you somehow accidentally knock it down,
right,
make sure you leave it. That way they can recover. And I've also heard that they are extremely vulnerable, like the lenses and the interiors are extremely vulnerable to like high powered lasers. So
yeah, not just
got,
the
like,
green lasers.
High powered.
Yeah, the green lasers are fine, I heard. So you should be able to use those, no problem, just to play a little pranksy on people. But don't use anything higher wattage than that, though. Don't.
Yeah, so if you have one of those, just be careful around the flock cameras and make sure you don't shine it into any of the lenses.
Right, or your eyes. Don't shine them in your eyes.
Yeah, they spend a lot of money on those. There's no. You don't want to accidentally ruin them with a laser.
Nope. And if you need help, call on Jimmy Balls. Thanks, Jimmy.
But other news in AI, Twitch, most popular streaming platform on the internet, has added a new feature where you're automatically opted in as a streamer for all of your content to be used to train new generation AI systems.
Fucking lame.
You can go into your settings. So if you are listening to this podcast and for some reason you have not heard about this yet, you have not done this yet, you can go into your settings and turn off the AI monitoring and training. So AI will no longer scrub your content to train itself. But anything that it's already got its hands on, any VODs that you had up on your channel in the, however much time since it's been introduced, which is also just terrible because they introduced it, didn't make any announcements that they were introducing it. They eventually did a live stream about it to tell people about it, but it had already been activated before that live stream. And it's like anyone who went live in that time, or anyone who, every single channel that had VODs that existed, their VODs could easily have been scraped before they ever had the chance to turn it off.
That's ridiculous.
Also, if you got to see any of that live stream where they were talking about the AI feature that is no longer, that's automatically opt-in and that you have to go in and opt out manually, that live stream was a shit show.
Really?
Well, yeah. So like, it's a live chat. Like they were taking questions, and like chat would ask things like, "Why is it opt-in?" Well, why is it opt-out? Why don't we have the option to opt-in? Why isn't something that like when we first pull up our channels, it asks us why is it automatically opt-in and we have to go and change it? And the heads of Twitch literally said, because if we didn't have it as automatically opt-in, no one would opt-in, which is insane that they straight up admitted, because no one would use it if it wasn't automatically opt-in.
Fuck, at least they were fucking honest, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Right. Then they asked if the official Twitch channel was opted in to the AI training, like the one that they were live from that very moment. And they were like, and they literally laughed and said, no, none of our channels will be opted in.
Okay.
And then somebody asked, they were like, okay, with the newer Twitch stream with me option where like you can literally collab with other streamers, where like you are live from both of your channels at the same time. They were like, let's say I'm opted out, but the person I'm streaming with is opted in. Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean my content will still be scrubbed because the other streamer is opted in? And they did not have an answer. This could 100% be my own. Once again, here goes my like conspiracy theory brain. But what it was giving for me, for like the people who were actually on that live stream, and like we're talking like the CEO of Twitch and stuff, like the heads of Twitch, is that this was not their decision, and that they hate it entirely, and they don't like it at all.
Wait, who said this?
And nobody said it. This is just my own speculation.
Oh, for some reason, I thought you said that the people who own Twitch said this. I'm like, what?
No, it is the people who own Twitch are the people who are on the live stream, but based on the way that they were acting, it made me feel like that like the CEO of Twitch did not like this feature that was added. And I know for a fact that Amazon owns Twitch now. And I think this is one of those decisions that came down from Amazon and was like, you're going to add this feature to your platform. And that like everyone who actually works from Twitch is like, this is terrible and we hate it. Including the heads of Twitch. But like we have to pretend like we don't hate it. And there are certain things we're allowed to say and certain things we're not allowed to say. And there were a lot of questions they couldn't answer, probably because they didn't have the answers, because they weren't given the information by Amazon. And that's the vibe that I got from watching the live stream, or the bits that I did watch, because I didn't watch the live stream live. I watched like the VOD afterwards.
Crazy.
But yeah, if you have a Twitch account and have gone live ever, or plan to go live at any point in time in the future, because if you've gone live ever, that means that you have VODs on your channel right now that can be scrubbed for information to train their AI. Make sure that you log into your Twitch account and go ahead and opt out of that AI training thing.
Opt out. Do it. Do it now. Do it now.
Like literally pause this episode of the podcast and go take care of that.
Yep. We'll wait. We'll stop. You know what? I'm going to go use the restroom. While I'm gone, just go ahead and opt out.
Yep. We'll still be here.
Yep.
All right, so you're all opted out now. We're good. You have unpaused the episode. You're
fine, right? Right. Cool. Awesome.
All right, let's go back to Marvel news for a little bit. And there has been a new announcement that there will be hey, actually, I should clarify. We're talking about Marvel comic books at this point.
Marvel does comics?
Something we haven't done in like ever on this podcast.
What? Since when?
But I'm pretty sure that's how they started.
I love how that got you.
Yeah, I'm trying. I was trying to just soldier through. I was trying to play into the bit.
I
like,
know.
No.
I heard it in your voice though. It just fucking.
I was like a breaking SNL cast member, man. Like I'm trying to soldier through and carry on the bit, but like it was just not gonna happen.
Oh man. I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and log off of this one. Carry on.
So, Star Wars is going to have a crossover with Marvel's Earth 616 universe. Specifically, the New Hope era characters like Luke and Han and Leia. And it is all going to be written by Kevin Smith.
Okay. I am a fan of Kevin Smith's comic writing. He did wonders for Daredevil. He did wonders for Daredevil, and he did wonders for Green Arrow. I know he's done other stuff, but I mean, when you look at Daredevil, go back to the year 2000, and you think of Daredevil, and you think of Green Arrow. Do you have a lot of good memories?
Not in particular.
Not a lot of people were into him, right?
No.
Green Arrow was a joke character, essentially. And then, Daredevil was going through it, sure, with Frank Miller, I can't remember exactly when the whole thing was, but not a lot of people read his stuff. And then Kevin Smith comes in and does some cool ass shit. And, all of a sudden they're popular again. Not giving him complete credit for that, but he helped. I'm not necessarily... I think it's weird that they're doing a crossover with Star Wars and the 616, but weirdly enough, there has been a precedent set of Star Wars being crossed over with other Marvel comics. Granted, it wasn't the 616, but they did have a edition of the Indiana Jones comic where a crashed Millennium Falcon in the jungle was found by Indiana Jones, and there was a body in the front seat, skeletonized, and it was, dressed like Han Solo, and there was a Sasquatch running around.
Of course there was.
Yeah. No, it's weird. But yeah, them mixing up with the 616, I will say that I'm not 100% against it, but it also has that feel, that Fortnite feel. Like, oh yeah, yeah. Like, we're mixing IPs. Yeah, because that's what we do. We own these IPs, so we're gonna mix them. Yeah, the Muppets are gonna be in next week. Oh, I bet you can't wait.
It is a little interesting to see what they're doing. They've posted some of the covers that are going to be on the series, and like, you got one where you got Luke Skywalker standing right next to Captain America. You've got another one where you've got Darth Vader, Doctor Doom, and Thanos all on one cover. Another one where you got Han Solo and Chewbacca standing right next to Rocket and Groot. You got R2-D2 and C-3PO with the Fantastic Four. Deadpool interacting with a bunch of Jawas. Lots of interesting choices here.
Yeah, sure,
it's been
whatever.
a long time since I've picked up a comic book, and I'm not going to say that like this is going to be the thing that's going to make me do it.
Sure.
But
look, I'm going to say this: they did weirder shit in the '80s. And honestly, I mean, it's whatever. Cool. Yeah. Like, again, I say it again, they've done weirder shit, so I'm not going to shit on this. Am I excited for it? No. But this is by far one of the least weird things that they've done.
I'm honestly just happy to see that they are still doing interesting things with the Star Wars franchise and actually like taking some chances. Because, there's... After the newest trilogy was over, I was kind of worried about where Star Wars was going to go from this point on. And, we got Andor and Mandalorian, which were both great. I think Mandalorian at this point is starting to get a little stale. Like, the movie, it's like that could have just been like 3 episodes of the show. And even then, nothing really all that exciting happened. You know what I mean? Almost felt like it could have been 3 episodes of filler for the show. But just to see that they're doing something different, and like, I haven't watched it yet, but like, they do have the Ninth Jedi, which is, it's something that started in Star Wars Visions, and now like they have its own whole break off or spin off or whatever they want to call it. And a couple other things they've announced that are going to be coming out of Star Wars, like Star Wars Starfighter, which are different things that they can be doing with the series. And I'd rather them see them do things like this that are interesting takes than just spoon feed me more of the same, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. Well, I would love to talk about some Bethesda stuff now. I'm going through our little list of things. Couple things. I don't know if we talked about it. I can't remember. But we talked about a new CEO for Microsoft coming in. Did we?
I believe so, yeah.
So we talked about a new CEO for Microsoft came in and pretty much told Bethesda, hey, get your shit together and get these games done. And I know that there's been some controversy because Microsoft laid off a bunch of Bethesda people. And then when that CEO came into town, they put a giant inflatable rat out in the yard. Is Bethesda even unionized?
I don't think so.
So it's weird. Yes, it is unionized. Cool.
Okay,
Good
well,
for
there you
them.
go.
Good for them.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah. So, but yeah, they put Scab the Rat out is what they did when she came into town because they laid off a bunch of people. So, yeah, good for them. But, to be fair, they kind of have been sitting on their shit for a little while and just putting out junk. Sorry, Bethesda. Someone telling you to get your shit together is probably a good idea. But it looks like, not Microsoft CEO, Xbox CEO. My bad. I said it wrong. So she comes into town and apparently gets to demo Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like, y'all just been sitting. You bet you guys have been sitting on this long enough for her to just come into town and then demo Elder Scrolls 6. So basically, all she did was put a post up that said, live playthrough of the Elder Scrolls 6. Asterisk, blah 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 this morning. So apparently it has a tagline. It says they know what it's going to be called, but they are not saying what it is. So that's exciting.
Right.
But then on to more important Bethesda news, Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So get this. So they did a whole note from Bethesda Game Studios. So we can go ahead and just fly kind of through this. Starfield, they're still kind of pushing that. Good for them. I hope that, they go the route of Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky, and they make this a game that, people really, really enjoy. I know that there are people out there that do enjoy it. So, hey, let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. Future of Fallout. This is where we are cooking. You ready? And I don't know if we've already talked about this. It came out July 17th, but we're going to talk about it again.
We kind of talked about it a little bit, but definitely not in depth.
Sure. Fallout 76, they're talking about a new expansion called Raven Rock, and this is going to be a prequel story to Fallout 3. And this is coming out next year. All right? Keep that in your brain pan, okay?
That could easily be the thing that brings me back to 76 with how much I like the story of 3.
Sure. But just keep that in your brain pan. And they say they're not announcing any dates yet, but they have been working on remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Fallout Shelter still doing pretty good, I guess. Cool. Unscripted Fallout Shelter television project, which we talked about. Yeah, Emmy nominations for Fallout Season 2. That was great. Production, Season 3 is already underway. I think if anybody follows it, you've already seen pictures and stuff. And then, quote, and while we won't host a traditional Fallout Day broadcast this year, we're already planning something special for Fallout's 30th anniversary in 2027. When Fallout Day will be celebrated live in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, Raven Rock, a prequel story to Fallout 3, is coming out on Fallout 76. Next year is 2027. 2027, Fallout Day celebrating. They're doing something special. They're doing something special. Oh, Washington, D.C. isn't that far away.
Nope.
Rick, Washington, D.C. isn't that far away.
We might have to meet in the DMV for Fallout Day. That might have to be something we do.
Oh my god. I'm so excited. So I'm thinking, really? I mean, I think we kind of know what's coming, right? It has to be something Fallout 3 related, right?
Yeah.
I think, it's weird that they just reference it up here. Hey, we're working on remasters of Fallout 3, but we don't have any dates yet. Down here, we're planning something special for Fallout 3. It's like, what? Okay, what's that something special? I think they're going to announce something, and I think it's going to be a big deal. So,
well, don't forget the 2 other things that they said as far as Fallout. We've got 2 other games that are going to be coming out. One from Obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
Which is confirmed that they're working on a new Fallout project. And that new project is not Fallout 5, which is also still in their...
Yep.
It's still being worked on.
I think Fallout 5 is what's going to be... Fallout 5 or the remaster of Fallout 3 is what's going to be announced next year. I can almost guarantee it.
I don't think it'll be Fallout 5 because every time they bring up Fallout 5, they bring up about how far away it is. They're
Yeah,
like,
but then
this is long range. This is like the thing that we shouldn't be anticipating.
yeah, but
I think we're going to get Obsidian's Fallout before we get Fallout 5.
I just really, really think that her coming in, the Xbox CEO coming in and laying down the law like that, bringing in Obsidian to get shit done, I think that this is going to light a fire under their ass, and they're going to be like, okay, we're going to do something big. And I really think that the possibility of Fallout 5 is there.
Okay. I'm not going to write it off. I just think it's I feel as though it's the least likely.
You have...
especially when down here in the Elder Scrolls and Beyond, it talks about how Elder Scrolls 6 is their primarily development focus, and like Fallout 5 is like on the back burner while they...
Sure. Well, it's in pre-production. Does it say back burner? Because it says it's in pre-production, which means it's moving forward.
I feel like it's kind of insinuated by the saying that like Elder Scrolls 6 is their primary development focus.
Mm-hmm. Well, fair.
Fallout 5 is not.
Sure. I think that's just their primary because it's probably almost done.
Right.
Honestly. I'm betting we got... Well, I don't know. Before that Xbox CEO came in, they were giving us some fucking ludicrous dates. I'm betting that those dates are going to change drastically soon.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of stuff. I mean, like Fallout, the TV show has kind of revitalized the community. There are a lot more Fallout fan meetups now, especially with like the 76 community and them doing meetups in like West Virginia and things like that. And I feel like there's just going to be more and more. There's another one that I just recently heard about. Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, there's going to be the Power Armor Festival coming up next year in April in Point Pleasant. And that is completely separate from the Fallout Fan Fest, which is something that normally happened in Nevada. But this year they did it in Virginia for the first time. And they said it went so well. And like, this is going to sound weird, but like it went so well that they actually couldn't plan one for 2027 because they can't do something big enough in the amount of time they have between now and 2027. Mm-hmm. But that they will definitely be doing another one in Virginia in 2028.
Nice. Where in Virginia, do you know?
Fest.
Real cool if you said Hampton Roads.
I mean, there's always the one in Good Springs. Wasteland Jamboree was in the Sutton Flatwoods, West Virginia area.
Okay. Not sure where that is, but...
I mean, it's all areas based in 76. So they've always had the one in Good Springs. I shouldn't say always, but for a long time, they've had the one in Good Springs, which is, of course, the starting town in New Vegas. And Sutton Flatwoods is an area that's covered in 76. So, and this was the first year, and it's the same company that does both, the one in Good Springs and the one that's in Sutton Flatwoods. But apparently it went so well that they do want to do it again. They just don't think they can plan something big enough for next year. So they are moving it to 2028. And in the meantime, for the first year, there will be the Power Armor Festival next year in April, which will be in Point Pleasant.
Nice.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know, is also where the Mothman Museum is. Yeah.
Which also you can find in Fallout 76.
Right. Which is probably another big reason why they're doing the Power Armor Festival there.
Yeah, I'll say that I do enjoy the attention that the town's getting. It's probably making a lot of money during these things. But let me tell you, Fallout 76 really ruined my experience going down to the Mothman Festival. Because it's so crowded now, but hey, whatever.
You got to imagine it'll probably be just as crowded during the Power Armor Festival.
Oh yeah,
but might be worth checking out.
Yeah, it's not that not that big of a drive either. Point Pleasant, it's right down the road. Maybe not for you.
I mean, it's not that bad. Let's see, October 23rd is Fallout Day. I actually had to look it up because I didn't remember what day it was. So I don't know. Maybe around that time, I'll consider making my way to the DMV. I don't know. I will say it is much more likely that I will be in Point Pleasant in April.
And April's much better than going in, September when it's hot as fuck.
Right. Which is weird to think of as like September and October being hot as fuck.
Hot. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, the end of September, like going into the beginning of October is usually hot. But there is a line that I've noticed. It's like as soon as it crosses that line, it gets cold in October. Like, we were out trick-or-treating one year, and it like last year, the year before, and it just snowed out. Well, no, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. It snowed like crazy. And it was like, oh, this is weird.
No, the temperatures are definitely much more in extremes now. And like there is no gradual changeover anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But global climate change, that's not real.
No, why would it be?
And to insinuate that it is real is a political attack against the current administration. So
it's a brutal attack. Slander, even.
Unless it's in print, and then it's libel.
Thank you, Jay. Jay Jonah. Wait, what did you know? What right. I'm trying to have a. I'm sorry, you brought it up. I'm trying to remember, what did they call him? Did they just call him Jameson? Jonah? Did they call him Jonah? I think they call him Jonah, right? JJ?
I don't think anybody's ever just called him. People have definitely called him JJ.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever just heard somebody call him Jonah. That's a good question, though. I feel like Mr. Jameson gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's always Mr. Jameson. Mostly Mr. Jameson, I think. Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. Double J.
Yeah, if some people call him JJ. There's a lot of Mr. Jameson that gets thrown around.
We should just call him Triple J.
Could. You absolutely could.
Okay.
All right, well, all that being said, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Caster's Guild. Email us at castersguild@gmail.com. Let us know what you think Star Wars should cross over with next. Join us on the Discord. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye.
Bye.